Right? And Oga ended it by saying, by the grace of God. In Yoruba, we say, Alale Yage Oribel. We thank you very much, sir. Oga Anyefiok Udo Esquire. We thank you so very much, sir. Well, Colonel Adekoya, our retired officer, sir. Well, sir, Colonel, sir, yes, sir. Having a combination of police officers, Colonel, for that category of cadre, sir, speaks volume. We must also hear your voice too, sir. We thank you very much for the honor. Thank you.
I prefer to stand up. If you permit me, sir. Please, I believe I will be well organized. I will stand on the existing protocol. Thank you very much, sir. But the way and manner the Almighty have done it, that I should be part of it, it has a meaning. Yes, it has a meaning. First and foremost, I will say to the security personnel around here, are you articulated? Yeah. You say articulated, articulated, articulated. That's how we do it in the military. Are you articulated? Articulated, articulated, articulated. Are you motivated? Motivated, motivated, motivated. Are you motivated? Motivated, motivated, motivated. Very well. You are getting it. Security. Security, security. It is no one man's business. I give kudos to our daddy again, KBC. I remember during the Bado issue, what the daddy fact. I, as a security officer, am retired. But at home, I'm afraid. I must tell you the truth. To the extent that you see old men coming out in the night, not sleeping, burning tires, that's to tell you where we are. Thank God for Doctor and our man from Netherlands. I appreciate you. First and foremost, are we disciplined in this country? Are we disciplined? Are we organized? Are we honest? Let's tell ourselves the truth. We belong to this country. This is our country, Nigeria. Either you Japa or I don't know the language that I will use, you will still come back. You will Japa. If you Japa, you will Japa. Do you know that country, like the way my daddies here have spoken? If that place is not well organized, will you go there? Let's organize our own. Let's be disciplined. We need discipline to discipline ourselves. All this tribal small thing, money, that you're supposed to stand your ground, that this will not work. This will not work. But by the time you are being given a little sum of money, you allow that thing to go. You don't know that thing that you have allowed to go, it has gone and injured somebody's life. I'm telling you, I work with General Siro Irili Balogun, my boss. He doesn't tolerate nonsense. And that's the discipline in me. I don't tolerate nonsense. So as a security apparatus, you are in synergy with the government, police, army, navy, whatsoever. We are in synergy. When you say something, you say something. When you say something, you say something. Don't hide your mouth. You take actions. So that, because you don't know, maybe that action that you are going to take will affect individual or the whole nation. So you should be ready. Wearing this uniform is not just wearing it to, it calls for what? Actions. When you are in your area of duty, make sure, yes, because let me tell you something, Sama. As you are putting on the uniform, it's either you go, you don't come back. I'm telling you, it's either you go, you do not come back. But when you go, you come back, it's by His grace. It's by His grace. Anyone that has put on a uniform and carries arms, it is 50-50. It is 50-50, I'm telling you. So we are in this country now, how do we repair it? Thank God for the man from Netherlands. He talks about communication, honesty. I wrote it down. Many things. Artificial intelligence, yes. Sorry for taking your time, sir. We need to communicate. The alertness, yes. Physical and mental fitness, yes. Be a team player. Be a team player. Being a team player is wherever that you are, you have a head. It comes out like an hierarchy, down. You communicate. Communication is very, very important. If you don't hear English now, go and start learning English. Because as a security officer, you need to speak very well. And you need to dress very well. Because if you are addressing me, I will look at what you are putting on. Okay? I will see, yes, is this the right person to address me? When you are addressing somebody, the person will look at you up and down. If the person wants to even give you something like a kickback, he will say this person will not take. That is where we are going to now in this country. And I pray, as this meeting has come to play, now, the government, because we are all representing the government now here, all over the nation, Nigeria, we should hold ourselves as one. Thank God for our daddy, the Aare, for putting this into place. And I know other states are copying us. Other states are imitating us. Doctor, sir, you will not take Aare from us, though. We will hold Aare. Aare is our own. So we will work with you. If you want to borrow some knowledge, we give you the opportunity to come and meet him and to tap knowledge. Please don't take Aare from us. Yes. So how many minutes do I have more? 2 minutes. 2 more minutes. Because I wouldn't want to exceed my minutes. Yes. Let's preach love. We should love each other. I see no love in us in this country. All we are after is our pocket. All we are after is our pocket. And I know what happened in Netherlands could also happen here in Nigeria. By the time we did not put first our parents, by the time you get a job, they'll be telling you, housing should not be the issue now. Federal government, state governments should put in place a housing scheme that people will go and get a house and they'll be paying little by little. That is what is causing problem in this country. Everybody wants to build his or her own house, which is not supposed to be. When you travel out of the country, they call it home house. Yeah, they call it home house. You don't build house, you get it and you pay. God will help us.
Distinguished eminent guest, the submission has been submitted. For Colonel Adekoya, perspective of the narrative, that was even deep. Articulated, Abi. Motivated, Abi. But there are certain salient questions there. Are we disciplined? Are we honest? Are we organized? There is that first stanza of the national anthem. Who can take it? Who understands that word very well? Arise, O compatriots, Nigerians call obey. Nigerians call obey to serve our fatherland. Not father's land, fatherland. With love and strength and faith to serve our fatherland. With love and strength and faith. The labor of our eagles past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation born in freedom. Let us look at those words. Is that not even enough a challenge for us? Don't let's go to the second stanza. That's one a prayer on his own. Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause. Listen. Guide thou our leaders right. Again. Help the youth the truth to know. With love and honesty to grow and living just and true. All the lives are there to the nation where peace and justice shall reign. Shall we go around at the first stanza, at the second stanza? The elements of those words are key. Let us summarize it. Are we articulated? Are we motivated? God will take us there. So the floor is open for questions, please. Oh, okay, Baba. Iba, apologies.
To thank the teams that made this program successful today. This was an impromptu arrangement. Dr. Somni Ope just told us late December last year, Aare, can you arrange just 100 people for Mr. Japa to give a lecture on security? You know, December was the festive period that everybody was so busy. Before we can find our food to start organizing this program that hold today, 11th of January, it was just on the 6th, 7th. I called one of our resource persons, get me a hall of about 150 people capacity. And I couldn't even know there was a hall in Oluwalogbon. I thought it's a place to sell a car, which is pigeons in our knowledge from the beginning. And I know that some offices in this compound. And they got this place that you have to pay for it to organize the conference. So 150 sitting capacity. You know, the issue of security is some issue that drive many people's interest. Initially, we contact the relevant organization in Yoruba, we call it Southwest Security Stakeholder Group. The group have almost 13 different organizations and OPC at the same time. Initially, I told them 15 people should represent each organization. We contacted 2 security companies too. They are here too. They should bring 15 people. We now realize that by bringing 15 people, this place will be overcrowded. by inviting people who did not belong to security organization to be overcrowded. We reduce it to 10 per each organization. I have to thank Mr. Shina Domiriton, Mr. Sheku Ajiboye, Mr. Soji Amunson, and Mr. Babs, Mr. Ibrahim, always called Abarash, and our dear father, Professor Rahim. I called them within just 4 days ago. Every night we'll be on WhatsApp platform to plan how we can have a well-organized mini security conference, because I will call it mini. And in the process, Mr. Dipkin contacted 3 retired police commissioner of police. I said, wow, that's a big fish in this kind of conference. That was what led to the chairman of the retired commissioner of police and my brother, CPCD here. I contacted Prof and some of our traditional rulers, which are the Bales and the Ikeja. You can't do such conference in your domain without having your president, because you are the landlord of this area. And I lay my hand to some of our leaders, and Mr. Shina Ndoniko called our brother, retired colonel, to be on this historic conference. By and large, a lot of people have spoken on different grounds. The security expert, Mr. Jan Van, has given us stimulating lectures on PowerPoints, which I have speak to him that we need a copy of the lecture, a soft copy, that will be shared to some of our invited guests. Because ordinarily, if they are giving lecture, you may not follow it to details. But when you have the soft copy, you have time to digest on it. You can understand that lecture at least 90 to 98%. We thank you for that wonderful lecture. But the issue of sincerity, security is about sincerity. For you to have effective security, there must be a sincerity on the team players. By giving an information, intel, to the security officer, and you gave him the information or her, and you have the confidence that the information given to him or her, it will not inform the criminal to come and bounce on you. That was what impeded many Nigerians to give information to some of our security agencies. That was the fear. In most of the countries, I have traveled to about 58 countries. And most of the retirees, the old people, apart from sitting in the front of their house, they gather intelligence to the security agency of their country because of patriotism. And what led to this patriotism is that an old person cannot be hungry in Western world. If he can't work again, there will be an incentive being given to he or she to sustain his or her own life. If you don't have a sound head, there's a whole people's home that will cater for that. Your family did not need to cater for that. And in that basis, the shelter is the #1 priority of the Western world. On that basis, that person will be patriotic to that country in one way or the other. In a situation you have been denied some opportunity as a citizen of a country, it will be extremely difficult for you to be patriotic to that nation. You may not be patriotic at the end of the day. It may affect your future. It may cost you your whole life in the process. But sentimentally, you said you will not divulge this information because I don't believe in our leadership. So the issue of security is about sincerity, is about security. The issue of structure is another major problem for Nigerian security. Not only Nigerian security, the entire problem of this country. Because Yorùbá also pé only ìpìlẹ̀ ṣe bá bàjẹ́ kí lolódodo á sọ. When the foundation is faulty, what can you build on that foundation? In a situation we couldn't have a very good structure based on our population, based on our diversity, definitely it will affect every organs of government. Economically, security-wise, even policy-wise sometimes. The issue of ethnicity sentiments will arise because we couldn't run a proper structure that gave birth to our independence in 1960. We have a constitution that we agreed together to be a one country by then in 1960. In 1963, our political father by then sat and write a very good constitution, which is 1963 constitution. And the 1963 constitution reflects and respects every ethnic nationality interest. But the military came on board in 1966 and truncate that constitution and bring us back from federalism to a unitary system of government, which negate our ethnicity and negate our population. There is no country in the world that can have a good governance with a population of 200 million and you are using unitary system or a centralist-minded constitution. Coming back to 1979 constitution, they started this serious problem through the 1979 constitution. They tried to amend that constitution, and by 1999 constitution, they now bring a centralist-minded constitution that truncate our federalism. And that was the beginning of the problem of Nigeria. We are talking about Nigerian police. There's little Nigerian police can do, because Nigerian police was centrally controlled from Abuja. And the IG can post anybody to Lagos, even though he doesn't have the capacity. In as much, he is my boy in the corridor of power as IG. But in a situation that when we go back to how we started this country on the basis of 1960 or 1963, I'm not saying we should go back to entire 1963, but we can make some amendment that will be like 1963 constitution, that we have 4 tiers of government: federal, region, state, and local government. The federal will have their own security, which is the Nigerian police. The regional will have their own police. The state, which is the governor, they perceive as a chief security officer in 1999 constitution, and he was not the chief security officer. The state government will have their own security, and the local government will have their own security. There won't be a room for rivalry. There will be a room for jurisdiction. The local government police will handle the issue of crime, a petty crime in the local government. The issue of homicide, the issue of illegal hand possession, and some issues will be handled by state and regional. The issue of political, anything that can affect the entire nation, will be handled by federal police. By then, I believe if you have this kind of structure, within 3 years, we forget about the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. If you don't do it, we are wasting time. We will continue blaming Nigerian police. I will give you a very good example that back up my own suggestion. When I was installed as the Aare Onakakanfo in 2018, January 13, 2018, I now call some of my strategy. What will I do in my time as Aare Onakakanfo? There was a lot of insecurity in Yoruba land. I can call it security threat. Fulani headsmen dominate most of our community, especially in Oyo State, Ondo State, and Ekiti State. And I suggest, I wrote a letter to all governors in Southwest. The content of that letter is that there is need for Southwest Security Summit. And I copy all the Council of Obas. The letter was detailed. I sent it to all the governors. For about 3 weeks, there's no response. 4 weeks, there's no response. 5 weeks, there's no response. I know how politicians behave. If you don't copy the media, what you wrote to them, they will deny it. And I now copy that letter, I syndicate it to the media. It go viral. Some of the media now said, I write a reminder. After 1 month, I wrote a reminder to remind them about the letter I sent to them. There was no response. I now go into the media to expatiate what I mean by Southwest, that we need Southwest Security Summit. After 1 year, 1 month, the government agreed to organize Southwest Security Summit. I was there. The Southwest Security Summit, they now constitute 27 members of committee. The members of the 7 members of committee came back to the Amotekun we have in Southwest today. When you are hearing about Amotekun, people don't know where it starts from. It gave back to that Amotekun we have in Southwest today. Although we still have some pocket of security threats, but bringing Amotekun to our security architecture, I've even assisted Nigerian police. I like what my brother said about synergy between the Nigerian police and even the indigenous and private police. He made a reference towards it. The issue of security is not a business of one structure. All hands must be on deck. But if we want to overhaul the security, we need to overhaul our structure, political structure. The political structure, we have an organ of security that will balance the issue of security in Nigeria. The issue of Bado, I'm happy Ita Kone brought it on board. Bado issue was a serious threat to part of Lagos and Ogun State. The Deputy Commissioner of Police by then later gave him Commissioner of Police of Lagos State. Edgar is somebody to State Command, Lagos State Police Command, headquarters. When I say I was Otumba by then, I was not an Aare. He said, Otumba, we need your help. I said, what help? He said, the issue of Bado is giving us sleepless nights. I found loud. Say, I couldn't even know that he can speak Yoruba fluently. And the CP went for lesser hajj by then. And I said, okay. Do you want us to come on board? He said, yes. Okay. I think we postpone this meeting. We can't discuss it now. He said, why? Those who will give you information about Badu is not here. You just call the principal. We have a structure. Let me invite them. In 2 days time, they will be here with me. And you will now hear details of information about Badu. Those behind it, you will know. 2 days after, we reconvene in the state headquarters. We hold a meeting for 4 hours. Idi Amin, we lost Idi Amin. It was the arrowhead of that operation by then. We now gave him a thorough and detailed information about body. I say, ha! Anybody who know Edgar? I say, ha! Okay. I will now inform the area commander that we will do the operation. Look, the leaders of OPC and some of my men in the state of Qatar will know the day we strike. The day we want to strike, there was a collaboration between our group and Lagos State Police Command. He now called me that day, Otuba, I want part of you leading an operation like that. Anything you need, half Idi me, he will do it for you. You know, Edgar was part and parcel of the operation. And in the first operation, they arrest about 300 people. 300 people. After that, the second operation, 250 people. To now set a panel to exonerate the innocent people out of it. By the time they took about 70 people to court on the issue of Badu, that's the end of Badu in Lagos State. Oh, without collaboration, if there is no restructuring here, without collaboration, there's nothing you can do. And that was one of the reasons I bring different groups which have the tendency of security relevant in Yoruba land. Almost all of them are represented here. If you want to call the police, it's another process. My retired CP to this gathering. By the time you write the CP will ask you to come and do a meeting with him. When you do a meeting with the CP will need clearance from first headquarters. And if you are waiting for the police and DSS in this conference, 3 months will not hold it. Because the CP would like to get the clearance from the IG. DSS would like to get the clearance from the Director General of DSS. And this conference, as far as it is, we need it now. And God so good we have, last year I was in Netherlands. It was a small country, but well organized. The road of Netherlands, when you see it, you will be thinking that maybe you will use your lips to be cleaning it. As clean as it is. If I look at my own latitude, which is total. And Sonny was talking about giving a submission that just 17 million people. 2022, they sold agricultural products of almost 100 billion euro. You are talking of dollar. It's euro they are spending there. And how much converted our budget into dollars? We have a budget of just about 29 trillion now. When you are talking of 29 trillion, when you converted it to euro, it can't be more than 25 billion euro. Yes, by now. And when we have a country of 17 million people, only agriculture, 110 billion euro on only agriculture. Not talking about ports and other things, not talking about tax. So we still have a long way to go in this country. The fellow speaker in the panels have said it all. That for us to achieve all these things, we need truth and honesty and zero tolerance of corruption to have a great nation. And we have to correct the issue of structural imbalance to be a great nation. If not, we continue on rhetoric. We'll be calling a conference without achieving anything if we don't restructure Nigeria. And the Yoruba person, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is Yoruba man. But we continue telling him, no matter the advantage people may have in the mind that Bola Tinubu is a Yoruba person, we continue telling him that restructure this country before you leave that power. If you don't restructure this country, we still be in bondage when you leave that power. Either you have an opportunity to stay there in the 8 don't solve this problem once and for all, we continue being in the bondage of this country, security-wise, economy-wise. And the issue of having a bad image in international community. When you get to any port of entry, by the time you present your passport as a Nigerian passport, they will scrutinize you as if you want to apply for visa again. But a country like Tanzania, a country like Ghana, when they come here to see them, they just stamp it and they let them go. How long will we continue with that kind of image as a citizen of this country? So we don't need to Japa. We have to stay here and resolve our issue once and for all. Thank you.
Yorùbá bọ̀ ń dàgbà bá sọ̀rọ̀ àgbà ń sọ tán ẹ̀tọ́ bá dẹ̀ fún wa ní ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń bẹ̀ wọ́n ní yòókù kẹlẹ́ fún mi sí ká ìrònú sí kí a lè ṣe àtúntò ogun tó yẹ ká tó. Distinguished eminent guest, I was thinking you are going to give Iba Gani the Adams again. The Aare Onakakanfo resounding applause. The summary of all the presentation today, he has summarized in his submission in that very few words, because he was the man facing the battle. We thank you very much, Lord. We thank you. And it's all that was along. Distinguished guests, time is of essence. We want to take 1, 2, 3 questions, please. Please, it's going to be for 2 minutes, please. Okay, I'm taking one. Oga is here. My brother Loremiko is also there. One more, 2 minutes, please. We will be strict with it, please. Just straight to the question and let's respond. We'll give time. All right. Let me start with our father here, sir. Thank you. Briefly to you, sir.
Happy New Year, Nigerians. My Royal Majesty, the grassroots anti-crime warrior, Iba Gani, I celebrate you, sir. My question is this, and it's going straight to our father, Iba Gani. We have your history, we know much about you, we Nigerians. And I want to ask this question, sir. What happened to the
to look at the most critical parts, to start there up to arrange more involvement of police and security, and also the officer of justice to punishment, and to not tolerate it grow further and further.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Sorry, sir. I saw that.
Listen. No.
Because I saw Jacobus.
Jacobus is my passport name, but Japa is my.
I just want to clarify that. Thank you.
I can easily say Nigeria ni ìlú Ọlọ́run ò fẹ́ rọ́, èèyàn ò fẹ́ òdodo. When you are working in an environment like what our Deputy Commissioner of Police have said now, when the issue of rule of law is not important, there is limits local security can do. Even some of these retired CP, they want to be detailed of their experience. There are some cases in their hand that if they want to have a power that will come further from above, drop it when they are in service. Talking of just OPC as an organization, you can imagine what OPC passed through in 1999, 2000, 2001, 2003. By the time we realized that if we don't mellow down as an organization, they will tag the group as terrorists. It got to a state that the state have tagged us as enemy. Although some of our members take law into their hands. But there's some good job being done by our members in the group by then. That some agency of government are not happy with it. The power that be by then was not happy with it. So we realized that the way we are going, if we don't diversify our struggle, we'll be destroyed. So by then, we now diversify. That was the time we play more priority to cultural promotion. Our activities was 70% a struggle of OPC. 30% a struggle of OPC, 70% was cultural promotion. And we told our members, before you involve in any private security, go and inform the DPO or the area commander of that area. So that at the end of the day, you will not be the enemy of the police. So anything you see on OPC today is as a result of our approach from the beginning that the power that we did not want, we have to mellow down and play along their tune for us to be in existence. And you are talking about OPC. We have about 11 different groups here. Agbekoya, two different vigilante groups. And about 80 or 90% of them migrated from OPC to form those groups. When they left OPC, in that platform and formed their group, they met the same problem too. Okay, I'll give you another example. During the struggle of Igboho on self-determination issues, there was a criminal in Ibarapa who coordinated kidnapping. And the name of that person is Wakili. It was a terror that by then, by those who said they are fighting self-determination, they can't arrest him. And I remain on my share because you didn't call me to involve. If you don't call me to involve in anything, I won't jump the gun at the end of it so that I don't blame myself. After 3 months, they said that Wakili disappeared. I want to eat is it this soil, Yoruba land? The media now come to me and said, you are the Aare Onakakanfo of Yoruba land. What can you do about Wakili? I said, give me 3 weeks. I will arrest Wakili. If you Google it, you see, give me just 3 weeks. Within 2 weeks, we arrest the second in command in Igboho. 2 days to that 3 weeks, we capture Wakili. But I can tell you, I won't tell you there's nothing impossible on the issue of security. But we can try at the limit of 70 to 80%. If we have a maximum cooperation of the government. Akshekola told me one thing. He said, if you want 3 things in life, late Akshekola, he said the 3 things is capital G. I said, what is the 3 things? He said, 1 is God. He said the second one is government. The third one is gone. And I started. I said, give it D. So even though you are a freedom fighter, if you don't apply strategy to your struggle, the government will destroy you. If they can't kill you, if they don't have a way to kill you, they will destroy your name. So you have to be very careful. A good example, assuming the way we started, the temple we started as OPC, if we continue from the way we operated in 2000 till now, you people will not come to this conference if we invite you. Because of the hostility. So we have to re-strategize so that we can bring some people on board to fight intellectual struggle. Yoruba is always used to intellectual struggle. Our whole pattern of struggle is different from Niger Delta, where Sonny Opele come from. Our whole pattern of struggle is different from Niger Delta. And if you are fighting for any race or tribe, if you don't study their terrain, you will destroy yourself. So when you say, look, don't push me anyhow. Like the way you push some people to exile. Let me apply the technique. Let me apply the technique and what the way you want in their own struggle, so that I can achieve my aim and be in life when the glory comes. And I will say it in Yoruba land. Yoruba sọ pé ogun máa yọ̀ dà ó ẹni ogun pa àfàgbé. Ogun máa yọ̀ dà ó ẹni ogun pa àfàgbé. By then, those who are going to war, they are about 500. And the hours of trekking to the destination of that war was 2 hours. By the time the population of 500 warriors, when you move within 30 minutes, by the time you look your back, 100 people have left you. They have run away. By the time you move in another 30 minutes, another 150 people have left you. By the time you get to destination, you will not be up to 70 people that will fight that war. That's the one for you. Some people will sit down in their comfort home without giving you money, without giving you hands, without giving you connection. They'll say, go and fight war for us. Which is quite different from the Niger Delta. The Niger Delta will do mockery and raise money. They will get sophisticated weapons. They will have money, they will have currency. And they will have on their own domain, they call it camp. Which police and army cannot even reach there. And fight their struggle conveniently. And in Niger Delta, a freedom fighter is an hero. But in Yoruba land, a freedom fighter is a criminal to some people. There was a day I was going to the house of the former president. They were showing me the house of the militant in Niger Delta. Before I get to Toke, from Bayelsa Yenegua to Toke, I saw about 7 or 10 different houses. No one of the houses worth nothing less than 700 million naira. Those are the militants, you don't even know their name. You can't even see their name in the newspaper. But in Nigeria, in Yoruba, I'm sorry, if they know that you have a house of 500 million naira, why do you want to go over here? Or the compromise? They will tell you have compromised because you are rich. They will tell you have compromised because you are convenient. They will tell you have compromised because you send your children to good schools. That's Yoruba for you. You have to be very careful when you are fighting for Yoruba people. We are talking about the local security. The power is still here. I know what you are saying. You are talking diplomatically. The power is in there. Even CP, retired CP has his own. Everybody has his own. When the ships are down, the power will come out. You don't know the powerful people when there is no war or crisis in Yoruba land. Only Agbatolomi inú kì í dún nílẹ̀ Yorùbá. Agbófinró máa ń dún. But it doesn't have power in Yoruba land. Those who have power don't talk too much. So when you are talking of that power, if they call them upon, we have, after I became Aare Onakakanfo, for them.
Okay, Baba, my prof. That's what I want to do. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm to recognize High Chief Bolaji Thomas Jaji, Bale of Alausa Ikeja. Alausa Ikeja. Allen Ikeja. Classes here, then for him. Pojuba Sai Paledari, Epolesa. She's a High Chief Akim, Muraina, Bale of Ibari, Babamuki, Chief Ulushola Kuka, Chairman, Oje of Ikeja Land, Mukinsa, and High Chief Latif Uluwashi Lukos, the Ulugu and Ulukos of Ikeja, Akia Ibabawa. Comrade Fumi Jaladi Ajayi, you are also greeted. So the vote of thanks now by Prof. High Chief Kolawoni, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Let me start by thanking God. I call him leader.
Gentlemen of the press, can we allow them to see?
Face. And that is Iba Gani Adams, the Aare Onakakanfo of Yoruba land. Actually, I always say the Aare Onakakanfo of Yoruba land and the Yorubas worldwide. Thank you so much for organizing this very important conference. I would like to thank those who have been invited, because it's not easy when you say you want to go and participate in a security conference like this. He has taken it up in his own life that this is what I'm going to do. Even if I had to sell some of my things to organize this kind of conference, he will do it. And he has been doing it for so many of our events. God will continue to bless you, my Iba. Then I want to thank, of course, the audience, especially the OPC, the members of the NCC. You have SSG also. You have cooperated, collaborated, and that is why we have you here. And I think, I'm very sure that something nice is going to happen after this conference. I'm sure that Iba will get something good to make people, especially those people in uniform here, to be more recognized and motivated. Because I think our colonel, who said something about motivation, it will come. And of course, Iba will want you to be loyal, to be honest, integrity, to be disciplined, so that when we see you, we say, yes, we are blessed and we are very well organized. So I have to thank everyone, those who have come, those who were here, those who might have come as spies. It doesn't matter. We have always been ready for that. Come, see, and then you go with the news, what we have done. We are not doing anything in hiding. We are not doing anything to tarnish anybody's image. We just want a good Yoruba land. And to the extension that we need a good Nigeria. So we will all contribute, and as we have said, security is not about just one person. It's not about my brother who is a retired SCP and all those who have come to tell us something. It's all about us. Go to your area, start to practice what you have heard, and you are going to still have many more in the future. I thank you so much for coming. God bless you, the pressmen, and everybody. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Eco Crime Awareness and Prevention Initiative, also known as the Crime Stoppers. Sorry, my name is Ambassador Samuel Enyolaga. I'm the president of Eco Crime Awareness and Prevention Initiative. And I have my fathers here today to appreciate the good work our Iba has been doing from the day one. He's a grassroots fighter. We know him, we recognize him. Except a part of Nigeria that we know appreciate the good job that he's doing in this country, Nigeria. Sir, you have done wonderfully, and we love you so much. And we want you to do more. We want to motivate you, and that's the reason you see the senior citizen with you today. The two cities, it's not easy to just bring them out. But because of you, because of your legacy, and because of the good job you are doing for this country, Nigeria, we love you, and they want to honor you on behalf of the management of Igbo Crime Awareness and Prevention Initiative. Thank you so much.
And so this has been done in honor to whom the Bible says honor should be given. For Iba, we say thank you has been reflected by this honor done to you today. It is a commitment that you're going to do more, because the reward of hard work is more work. So today, Iba, another commitment has been given to you, that you are not going to rest on your oars, that the battle is not over until it is over. And we have taken a lot in what has been said here today, taking into account of the presentations made by the respective speakers or panelists who speak from years of their experience, sharing their thoughts, sharing their values of how we can make a difference as game changer in the realities of today's situation of our country. We don't need to Japa, but with Japa, no doubt with Japa is the truth that is said. That is a neo-colonialist attitude to second slavery. And that will happen. And we pray that this great country shall be great by the grace of God. Our leadership will get it right, and those serving too will get it right. And in that unity, we will be able to achieve it together. So we thank everyone. So help me God. So today we have all made history, being participants of the summit. Benisa, Agumeta Baba. So the government will not need to continue by. Thank you. Paparazzi, we are here to the shade. We are live on the social media streaming. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Well, thank you all.
Sorry for that. Sir, look here, sir. Oh yeah, again, she did me very safe. All right. I'm done.